Well, hello everyone. I would like to spend just a little bit of time talking about word of mouth advertising. We're talking about the influence of groups, and nothing helps a business more than to get basically unpaid for or unofficial advertising, especially from others. It is wonderful. It can be fantastic. It doesn't cost you anything. And yet companies will sometimes turn around and do it anyways. All right. We'll talk about company initiated word of mouth advertising. But this is some of the most fantastic ways of getting the word out. It can be as effective, if not more so, than formal advertising. Okay. So basically, and I just sort of said that, we call this WOM, word of mouth advertising. Very, very influential. We tend to trust our friends. We tend to trust certain people. Watching a 30-second commercial is good. This can be an awful lot better. All right. So let's get into this. Which is more influential, formal advertising or word of mouth advertising? If it comes to a product that we're going to start using a product, which is going to get us to start using a product, word of mouth advertising or formal advertising. And if you guessed word of mouth advertising, you are absolutely right. Okay. People will start using a product a lot more if someone tells them about it and they trust that someone. Okay. Which is more influential, word of mouth advertising communication or formal advertising, when it comes to continuing to use a product? Well, research tells us there it's more the formal advertising can keep us on board. Okay. That's what people tend to like. All right. So companies know this. Companies actually know the value of a lot of this, so they try to use it whenever possible. All right. As far as product related conversations, there's a lot of factors that can really get this started. Um, why we start listening to people, or why people start talking about products. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. What gets your friends and others talking about a product, that therefore the word of mouth communication begins? Sometimes it's the fact that people just enjoy talking about it. They bought a new car, they bought a new appliance, they bought a new computer, they're using a particular fragrance or cologne or something like that, or they're doing a certain activity and they enjoy talking about it. And so people hear about it, and thus word of mouth communication occurs. Sometimes people talk about a product because they're truly concerned about others who are considering using a similar product. That will get word of mouth advertising. I hear you're thinking of buying this. Well, let me tell you, I'm using something similar. This is the one I love so much. Or I tried this and I hate it. I wish I never would have got it. We see that an awful lot. So people sometimes start word of mouth communication because they're genuinely wanting to help us. Okay. Sometimes people talk about a product because they want information. And so they'll ask people, have you ever used this? Have you ever done that? And then the person starts to share information. They weren't prompted to until asked. All right. And that can happen. And then sometimes consumers will talk about a product as a way of looking more intelligent, sort of an ego boost. All right. Well, I turned around and just purchased myself this, blah, 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 blah. Why it tends to work very, very well. And that's how the information gets out. All right. Customer initiated word of mouth, we tend to trust because we trust the people who are sharing it with us. Now, companies know that this is very powerful. Okay. There's actually what is called company initiated word of mouth. Companies want to find opportunities to share things one on one or one with a group if ever possible. Um, and they've been known to talk with people and stuff like that, with vendors about a product. A lot of time, a vendor is the person that sells the product that a company has. So what basically companies will show up at a store, if it's say a retail outlet, it's something new, they will share stuff about it. Okay, hey, we have a new product. Here it is. You might want to consider selling this, and so on. Sometimes and it can work. Sometimes information is passed along at business conventions. Businesses go to conventions on all sorts of things. They have the big technology conventions that is in Las Vegas in what is it, late December, early January. People show up to see the products, the wares, and so on, what individuals have. And so companies talk to the vendors at that point. Um, Sometimes companies, as I just said, they'll go straight into a business. I used to work at a sporting goods store. It was owned by a family here in town, and we would get company reps show up, and they would talk about the latest sporting goods item, clothing, eyeglasses, whatever it may be, and sit down with our manager and spend about anywhere from 20 minutes to 2 hours talking to them about their product lines. And our manager had the right, since it was a small business, to buy things if he thought it was worth the while. And so they would treat him very, very well. And then sometimes companies offer incentives to you, the customer, to get the word out. What's one of the best ways for a company to initiate word of mouth? Well, how about have the customers bring in somebody, okay? And that can and does happen in that regard. So people turn around and are told, if you refer a friend, we'll give you a discount on your next month's phone bill, or whatever it may be, or we'll give you something for your time and trouble. Get the consumer to do the work for you. And it works. It really, truly does. It can be very, very effective, okay? Then the final word. Overall, in terms of the efficiency of word of mouth, it's most successful with new products, okay, or a brand new product category. We trust people who are already there. Word of mouth can be negative, though. It can be a problem. Studies have found that negative word of mouth about a product can actually be very negative. So what I mean is people talk badly about a product. Some individuals are more influenced by the negative than the positive. So if people talk negatively about a given product, we may shy away from it. We may steer clear of it, even though the negativity that's being shared by friends and others isn't valid, but we do it anyways. Okay. And people then spread that word. They spread the negative. Rumors start, distortion of the message, that kind of stuff. And then lots of people are not buying it. So sometimes when people talk negatively about things, it can be incredibly devastating. All right, folks. Hope that helps. Take care.